these. So why does this administration keep downplaying the realities? Here to discuss, former CBP Commissioner Mark Morgan. Thank you for joining us again this weekend, Commissioner.
Thanks for having me.
So last weekend, you told us that the Biden administration has signaled to the cartels and migrants that the borders are open. Do you think President Biden's press conference or his pleas not to come yet did anything to change that?
Look, every time I see that, first of all, not only is he lying to the American people, but it's absolutely, the comments he's making about don't come yet are absolutely absurd. People keep wanting to twist around and say, well, but isn't messaging important? And they say, well, Mark, under the Trump administration, you had the same kind of messaging. Yeah, the difference was our substantive action and policy matched our messaging. And when your substantive actions and policy say your borders are open, your words say don't come, it's absurd. It doesn't mean anything. And the cartels know it. And right now, the numbers show it that what they're saying is irrelevant. Their policies are.
Yeah, as we take a look at some of these images of these migrant children wall to wall in these bubbles or clear plastic cages, the Wall Street Journal reports that the problems are only going to get worse, writing this, that border crossings by migrant children will rise sharply. The number of unaccompanied minors is expected to at least double in April when compared with February amid this scramble for shelters. So, Mark, what are they going to do?
So, Heather, look, I think you're spot on here, and I hope your viewers are paying close attention to this. Because remember, if you recall, the president has said hey, there's nothing different happening on our border right now. This happens every year. It's seasonal. It's a complete lie. Mm-hmm. I mean, either he's intentionally lying or he's got advisors that are giving him really, really bad information. And real quick, let me tell you. So, and from 19 to 20, from the same time frame, November to March, there was a significant decrease in the numbers under the Trump administration because we had successfully addressed the 2019 crisis. In March of 2020, those numbers were 33,000 in a month. Now, fast forward, the same time frame, November of this year to March right now, the numbers have almost doubled, gone in the opposite direction. With March right now, I'm anticipating on your show right now, I'm telling you, we're looking at 150,000 in March. So if you look at from March last year to March now, that's about a 300+% increase. Wow. And this president wants American people to believe it's seasonal.
Yeah, I mean, the data doesn't lie there. The narratives, they can push the narrative as much as they want, but that data is hard and it's very difficult to shape that. So I want to get your reaction to Biden's comments on transparency at his first presser. Take a listen.
I will commit to transparency. And as soon as I am in a position to be able to implement what we're doing right now, and one of the reasons I haven't gone down, I have all my chief folks have gone down, is I don't want to become the issue. I don't want to be, bringing all the Secret Service and everybody with me to get in the way. So this is being set up, and you'll have full access to everything once we get this thing moving.
Okay, just to be clear, how soon will that be, Mr. President?
I don't know, to be clear.
Do you buy that excuse, Commissioner?
Andrew, it's a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, he's using the Secret Service like he'll become the story. But Andrew, and Heather, I was there. I traveled with President Trump down to the border. I lost count how many times. That is a complete joke that he's saying that using an excuse. Actually, the story is the fact that he hasn't been down to the border because it's a crisis. And right now, if you really listen to his words, he basically is saying is, I'm not going to let the media in until I get it all figured out and it doesn't look like a crisis anymore. Until then, you're not going to get to see the crisis that I created. I mean, that's what he told the reporter, and they let him get away with it. I've been up there. I've stood at the White House press briefing room. The reporters, the mainstream media, never let me get away with that. They would have just eviscerated me with that kind of answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like they don't want to know the truth of what's really happening. But perhaps the Biden administration does, though, because Biden's border chief is making some big changes to his advisory council. According to the Daily Mail, Alejandro Mayorkas has fired 32 members, which is all but actually 3 of them, and it includes Trump appointees in the middle of this border crisis. So what do you make of that?
Yeah, so again, not a shocker, right? It's just right in line with what they're doing. I know some of those members that were removed that were, on that same counts under the Trump administration. We called it. We knew it was coming. I believe it's just more of the same as they don't want to hear reality. They don't want to hear from the experts that are telling them what they're doing is the wrong thing, and it's absolutely negatively impact our national economic security. Look, it's the same thing the Biden transition team did after November. Look, they keep wanting to pretend like they had no idea this was going to happen. Heather, we warned them. We told them if you do what they've done, you would create a crisis that would make 2019 pale in comparison. We told them that the Border Patrol facilities would be overwhelmed. We told them that HHS facilities would be overwhelmed. We told them they would create an unmitigated crisis. And they ignored the experts. They let their ideological hubris make them ignorant. And this is where we're at right now.
Well,
Right.
Commissioner Mark Morgan, I wish you were still there. I really, really do. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Thank you.
Still ahead, where is John Durham?